content calendar. Now, this is all we need to decide. And this is actually easy, right? All of this is just one thing and you have to just choose one of this. So when you're creating a content plan, imagine your, for example, OnePlus phone, right? For, lack of any other example, imagine your OnePlus, right? The first thing what OnePlus will decide is to say, what is the kind of content format that I can create ad in, right? Maybe they don't have, for example, there are a lot of companies that don't have a budget for video. See, making a video is a minimum of 35,000 to 45,000, right? All those videos you can see that we were looking at right now, all of those are a minimum of 35, 45,000. A lot of the good videos that you can see, the longer ones, are a minimum of 1.5 lakhs, right? If they are, for example, celebrity, like you saw the Alia Bhatt, all of those are 15, 20 lakhs, right? You have to pay a celebrity cost and all. So video creation is not easy. It is very, easy for us to sit and tell the brand or, to tell the boss that, listen, I need videos. Boss will say, I don't have money, right? Itne paise kahan se milenge for every post? Imagine 30 days in a month. If you have to put up a video, it's not possible. So then what you do is this: a OnePlus brand team will decide how much budgets can it afford to have video ads, right? So it will here basis the budget it has, and budget is obviously a different discussion. Budget discussion happens separately. In the budget they would have kept monies, right? Out of the money, if imagine you have 1 crore in a month, right? In 1 crore you will decide how much money do I have for videos, how much money do I have, if maybe out of my budget I can only have 10 videos, right? So I will say, okay, in a month, 30 days, I can have 10 videos. What will the other post be, right? Maybe I will have 2 infographics, about mobile phones, trends of mobile phones. Maybe I'll have 10 image posts or and 5 gifs, right? This breakup is done basis budget and basis an understanding of what will people engage with, right? After this gets decided, basis the understanding of how much assets you can create. These are assets, right? You create one post as an asset for the brand, which means the brand owns it. So then you will decide saying how frequently. Now I did 10 videos, I did 10 images, I did 5 GIFs, I did 2 infographics. Out of this, maybe I can put 20 posts in a month, right? Break this down and say, if I have 20 posts in a month, how frequently should I post? Now, this does not depend on saying this 3 times a week and all, does not depend on saying Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? It depends on going to your Facebook page, understanding when are people online. You have insights. You can go and find out when are people online, right? What time are your customers online? Go and figure that out and then decide, saying, because there are brands where the highest engagement is on Saturday, Sunday. So then you can say, let me put one on Thursday or on Wednesday, and the remaining 2 posts I will put on a Saturday, Sunday. So choose the frequency of your post basis when people actually will engage with your product. Then you have to choose in what is my messaging, right? Like I was talking, is it a product? Is it a service promotion? Is it an offer? Is it a festival? Whatever you decide here, right? In your calendar, you will always mark the festival days, right? So have the festival days marked separately. In the last week of December, you will get a holiday list basis that in your content calendar, mention that, give it to your creative person and say, listen, I want post on Mother's Day. I want post on Diwali. I want these posts. Let the person keep the post ready, right? So then you're deciding this, saying, what are we going to talk about? Then you decide. And like I said, the target audience I was talking to you has this, right? It has age, gender, it has location, it has profession, it has interest, saying what is a person like. This Nachiket was saying that the person's interested in pizzas, right? So interested in fast food. So that comes under interest. Now, the difference between affinity and interest, I think I've taken your last time, is affinity is actually what is my higher affinity to, right? I have affinity for outdoor sports, for example. My interest may be in cricket, right, which is a particular sport. So affinity is a larger umbrella. I have affinity for fast food, but my interest specifically is pizza, right? So affinity is umbrella and interest is a smaller one. And whether the person has engaged in the past or not with your post. Now, this is because this is not only for posts, it's also for existing customers, right? Is this an existing customer or is it a new customer? Is it someone who has tried buying us, who has bought a OnePlus phone before, or is it a new purchaser of OnePlus? Now, other things you have to do, right? And this is our job. You have to go and check whether the competitors are doing something and what are they doing. This is the most important, because a lot of times, right, the competitors are doing a lot and you end up doing lesser. You will never get traction, right, because all of your audiences will go to the competitor. If you are doing a lot and your competitors doing too less, right, then you are spending a lot of money where there is no competition. It's literally saying, I am spending 10 lakh rupees for an event where anyway people don't have much option, right? So people will anyway come to me. So let me then come down on the spends itself. So decide how much you should scale up your social media. Movement marketing is now this Rasodi mein kaun tha and the Pavri wala, all of this. This is movement marketing, right? As a brand, decide whether you want to do it or not. A Zomato or Swiggy, all of these guys, Amul, for example, easily afford to do movement marketing, right? They are today able to do, wake up and, they will just message their boss and say, can I do this? Boss will say yes. Immediately they'll put up a post, right? This is not something you can put in your content calendar. But as a brand, you have to have the culture to be able to do moment marketing where you're being allowed to. Now, I work in Kotak Life Insurance. Kotak Life Insurance, mein, there is no moment marketing. I cannot go and put up a post on Rasodi mein kaun tha in Kotak. HDFC, however, does it, right? HDFC is also a bank. It also has insurance, but HDFC manages to do it. And this is a part of the culture you're in. So figure out as a culture, are you guys open to do moment marketing or are you not? If you're not, then it's okay. But if you are, then you have to be on top of your toes and always be checking out what are the new engagements happening. The last thing is saying, is my content or whatever I'm doing, is it to build a community or is it just because I'm trying to sell a product, right? There are a lot of people now, for example, the Apple has become a Royal Enfield and all have become a cult because their focus is not on selling the product, their focus is on building a community, right? So if just understand what is your focus, understand whether you can build a community. Also, people who are buying refrigerators, you can't build a community out of it, right? It does not make sense. So wherever there are, like, OnePlus has a community group, right? Wherever possible, create a community. If communities are not possible, just go and do normal promotions. Now, this is how actually, by the way, content calendars are made, right? On an Excel sheet, you will have days, right? I mean, iske upar it will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, right? It will have the day for that month, and you will have content calendars planned up to 3 months in advance. Whenever we start our career, we all start by doing this, right? So, please pay a little more attention to this part because I have spent at least 3 or 4 years of my life doing this, and it is the base of what you do. On an Excel sheet, start by the date, right? So if imagine this is March 1, March 2, March 3, March 4, March 5, March 6. You will have March mentioned. There will be one, row mentioned where it says March. It will here then have Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It will have the dates. Then what you have to do is you have to color, right? And this is your first sheet of your content calendar. You have to color and say which day are you going to do what. So on 2nd, 13th, and 25th, you will do product promotions. And this is randomly basis your experience, your understanding. If you don't have experience and understanding, start by putting in random dates of frequency, put two each for every topic. And later on, whatever works best, put in more days of that, right? So it's okay if you don't have experience in doing this before, but just decide saying on 25th and 13th, I will put a product promotion, right? So if I am Tanish, then I will put up these three. If I am, for example, and then on 5th, on all of these days, I'm building the category. Now, I hope you all know the difference between a product and a category. For example, a Tanishq, right, is a jeweler. So that jewelry is the category. Under that, they have products, right? They have solitaire rings, they have earrings, they have Mangal Sutra, they have bangles. All of those are product promotions. On social media, there is always, every brand does a mix of both category promotion and product promotion. So Domino's, for example, category is pizza, product is your garlic bread or your pizza or your chicken wings or whatever. Those are your products, right? If you go to any website, if you go to any of these, whether it's Cadbury, Bonvita, or Bonville, or whatever, you will always see that there is always a promotion of the category itself, which is a health drink or a jewelry. You will always see that, and then you will always see your products being promoted, right? So decide the difference between product and category. there are some sections which or some product industries which need more category awareness than product awareness, right? So for example, mutual fund, people don't know as much about mutual fund or why they should invest in mutual fund. So the category promotion by the brand, and Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance will always promote the category more than the brand, because they say that people have to buy into the category itself and understand why the category is important. And then you can tell the person, listen, you want mutual fund, now buy Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, right? That's how it works. Now, employer branding is where you put up, sorry, is there a chat? Uh, Sorry, what is the reason behind it was for which question, Ruksar?
Oh, ma'am, that video and image you were talking about,
Yeah.
that we are more attracted towards the video.
Mm-hmm. So we, as human beings, Ruksar, always respond to moving images. When you're a kid, you will not remember, but when you have seen small kids, right? You see a 1 day old kid. The kid will open the eyes and look at a moving fan, right? As human beings, we, and even not now, right? Even like thousands of years ago, when man was used to hunt animals, we have a, and this is also because of fear, or that entire fear and flight and fight wala response, that human beings have a innate capability to be able to capture any kind of movement immediately. And this was at that point when we were evolving as human beings for survival, right? Because something moved and you had to look immediately. So as human beings, we anyway are, made to look at movement like immediately. The second reason is, like I said, as we are growing up, even the most basic thing, like, that's why half of the things you used to play with kids will be things that move, right? You will come ahead and you will go and the kid will smile. Everything that moves is something that catches our eye. Video works on the same principle. It works on moving imagery, right? So it literally is replicating a fan movement, right? Something that moves into a just an image that moves, right? So it literally is just a human behavior. It is not something that is done by social media networks. It is not something that is taught to us. It's just a, like I said, it's just a part of evolution that we see anything that moves more faster. Also, the second reason is there is an official term, which I will take you all through when we discuss about banners, is that there is a concept called as banner blindness, right? Human beings, and take your phone or take a newspaper, right? The moment you look at a newspaper, you know which ones are ads, because you are able to immediately, as human beings, identify which is a image, which is an ad, right? I mean, which is something that can be ignored. So images, as because, and this is not a behavior that's evolution. This is a behavior that's because of digital and how small our attention span is. So I don't know if you all know this. A goldfish is supposed to have an attention span of 9 seconds. Human beings have an attention span of 8 seconds. Like, it's that small, right? So we have an ability now, because we see so many ads around us all the time. We, by the way, I was just reading, in a day, we see around 60 ads, right? Or more. I mean, a minimum of 60 ads wherever, even if you don't consume social too much. So we are now inclined to ignore anything which is an image because we know it's an ad. So that's the concept of why it works. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So employer branding is where the brand itself. So Lay's or and let me tell you this, okay? We always, when we go to a brand for an interview, or we go for an interview, we always think that these guys have so many options, right? And they will, the chances of them choosing us is lesser. Honestly, it is the other way around. The number of people, right, who actually take an offer and the number of people who join, officially the statistics say that out of every 4 people who take an offer, only one person joins a company. It's that bad, right? So whenever you see all of these ads on perks, or Google has these fun offices, and HUL starts this sleeping room and a nap room and all of that, the only reason employers do this is because eventually, how much our employer seems intimidating, people don't join, right? Out of 4 people, only one person ends up joining. So employer branding is something that all companies do using social media, especially on LinkedIn, but using social media. So they want to be the fun brand, right? Tomorrow, if we get a job offer from Google, Google wants that you can't say no. So Google creates this entire imagery through social, showing its offices, showing its imagery, showing its events. It does employer branding, right? It brands itself to be a aspirational brand to go to. So that is also something that's done through social. Otherwise, you have interviews, you have news, you have your senior management talking, you have all of those. Put them here, right? And mark which are the days you're going to do what. This is your first part of content calendar. The second part, right, is where you decide what has to be posted. So this can be done 3 months in advance. After, what you do is you create an Excel sheet, and let me just, by the way, let me know if you all want a break up. Anyone wants a break? Or we can continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So you create this, right? After you create this, what you have to do is this. You will have this dates, right? You have the same thing. So this is March. This is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, for example, right? This gets created. Sorry. So here we have decided second is product promotion, fourth is employer branding, right? So what we will do is product promotion. Here it will say employer branding, right? And then let me take one more. So fifth is category awareness, right? So then this is category awareness. So you first do the legend, and the legend is because when you go to your senior management, the senior management is not going to go through all your posts, right? They will only go through literally, what is upar say, you will say, 3 times a month I will do this, 4 times a month I'll do this, and they'll approve it, right? But us, when we are creating it, we have to do this. So we will have your date, right? Day of the month. So you will have type of post. And here you will have post. This is actually how, by the way, even today I approve content calendars from my agency. And here you will have image, right? What happens is here you will have the text. So imagine this is product promotion, and this is I'm thinking of a brand. Imagine this is Lodha, right? You will say 2 BHK, for example, the post itself will say 2 BHK properties in Bodha, etc., etc., right? There will be a line. So someone, if you guys are the ones who are great at copy, then you all will be writing this post, right? There'll be a post mentioned. Here you will have a link, and this is usually done through Google Drive. There will be a link on Google Drive, like we had that. I think, I don't know if I shut it, but yeah, I shut it. But we have that link on, we'll have these images on Google Drive, and the link to that image will be here, right? You will then, employer branding will be, work at Lodha and avail benefits, ऐसा कुछ रहेगा, right? Category awareness will be real estate is booming in after COVID. So here you will write the post itself, the text, and this, when we say post, this is the text. Here you will have you will give this post to your graphic designer, or if you're the designer, however it works, you will have images created for each of these posts. These images will then be uploaded on Google Drive as with the date, right? The name of the image will be renamed as 2nd March. It'll have an image here, right? You will do this for all 30 days. This will then be given to your social media strategist, social media manager, or your account manager. One of these people who will take this Excel sheet, who will copy paste this line, right? So imagine it is this line. They will go to, I'll just do it on my page, but obviously they will go to the real page. They'll go here, they'll put this, they will add that image, they will download, they will add the image here, and they will post it, right? They'll take this image and they will post it. So this is how a content calendar works. And this is all that there is in a content calendar, right? It's not any more complicated than this. Are there any questions on a content calendar?
No, it's just like a brief, right?
It's just like a
Campaign brief, right?
yes, yes. So what you do is all of this, right? If, for example, you have if you have campaigns, right, you will have a campaign content calendar separately. This what you do will have the organic ones. What you will do is in between, imagine you have a campaign, right? And campaigns are not organic. So what you will do is you will write here, you will write campaign post one, right? I'll just show you. That's a very good question, by the way. This, imagine this is, and you have your second campaign post two, right? You will have, imagine 5 posts in your campaign. Mark this in a separate color. Create a different sheet and mention as campaign posts, right? Here, the same thing that you did here, and sorry, this also, create it here, and here you have to say, so day of the month, so this one is starting on, there is 6th and 10th, right? So write 6th and write 10th. So this is your campaign post one. Same thing you have to do, add the text of the campaign here, the image of the campaign here. Here you will add target. Because this is paid, right? There will be a, and there'll be links. So I'll explain. So because this is paid here, you will mention saying, for example, 35 to 45 years, male and female, living in 8 metro cities, married, for example, right? You will have this here. Link is where should, on clicking the post, where should the person go? So if this was Lodha, it will, you will go to the Lodha website, or the page will have a, imagine this is Lodha Hamara, right? You will take this link and you will put it here, right? So then the person, and this will be that whatever the post is, this will be your link to image. What happens is you will take this and give it to your social strategist or your account manager or your paid strategist. That person knows that this is what has to be written. This is the image. This is my targeting for this post. This is the link, right? It closes the entire picture. So from here, link a campaign to a separate, because a lot of times, right, the person who posts this is a different person than the person who does paid campaigns. So have it separately, and here write organic content, and here write, sorry, and here write campaign post. Is that okay? Any questions on this?
No.
Thank you. Any questions, anyone at all? Sorry.
Ma'am, moment marketing and organic ad.
Yes. You're saying difference?
No, ma'am. I just want to clarify those both concepts.
Okay. So organic posts are what you put up here, right? As a brand, this, all of this is organic. Now, movement marketing can also be an organic post. So organic posts are all posts that are pasted on the page itself. Movement marketing is actually taking a recent concept. For example, US elections, or for example, like I was saying that Rasodi mein kaun tha, right? Taking today's event, which is not a part of the content article. For example, today's date, imagine I had nothing to post. Imagine today was 8th of March, right? Imagine there's nothing to post today, right? According to the content calendar. But I go on to my Twitter and I see that this, for example, the Shweta thing is trending, right? I see that as a brand, I say, chalo, let me capitalize on this, right? So I asked my boss, saying, can I put up a post on this? The boss will say yes, or no. If the boss says yes, I will create a post with my company's branding about that day's topic, right? That is movement marketing. That also becomes an organic post, right? I, in the end, go and post it in the same place. The only thing is, movement marketing is a type of post which is basis today what I'm doing that way.